Hello, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you new here, hi, my name is Une, and I like to draw and yap about the things that I enjoy. One of those things happened to be about art fight. So, what is art fight? Art fight is... Okay, let's be so for real. I feel like 99% of people watching this video did not come here for an explanation about art fight. If you are curious as to how art fight works, I do suggest looking up videos on how it works because I'm not very good at explaining things, and also I feel like just explaining how art fight works would take up pretty much half of the video, and I really don't want to spend time yapping about rules when there's pretty art that I gotta show. So we're going to be moving on to the actual part of the video that you all wanted to see. Art fight! Oh, and before I forget, if I did attack you on art fight and your art does not show up in this video, just know that it's going to be in a second part, if not third part to this video series, because I'm not gonna lie, I really don't want to have to upload a 2-hour long video, because I feel like after 30 minutes, a lot of people just kind of stop watching. And I personally think that 15 to 30 minutes is like the sweet spot of making art videos. But anyways, we are now moving on to the video. Alright, so I want to briefly talk about how I got introduced to art fight. I got introduced to art fight by watching other artists participate in it. I never attempted to participate in it myself back then because, like many others, I thought that my skills were inadequate enough for it. I'm glad I never did participate until now because I feel like if I did back then, I would have gave up so fast. And not only that, I had no OCs to upload there anyway, so it wouldn't even have mattered if I joined. I would have had no OCs for people to attack anyway. Wait, no OCs? That doesn't make any sense. That's a story for another day. The first person I attacked on art fight is the user Catty Patty and their OC Dante. Borp borp. Unfortunately, when I was looking up details on Dante, there was absolutely nothing. The only thing I could find is that his species is apparently a vernid. I tried looking this up and I found a whole DeviantArt thread on this, but it was really confusing to read and I still have no idea what a vernid is. So if you do know what a vernid is, please do explain in the comment section because I am very confused as of recording this video. For the pose, I decided to draw Dante as if he was in the middle of a fight. Although I love fight scenes a lot, I really wanted to avoid anything gore or blood related, as I personally do not like to draw either of those things. When it came to drawing Dante himself, I think the hardest part for me was drawing his hair/fur and the patterns that were all over his body. This is because I don't usually do wavy patterns that much, and this is also really a sign that I need to practice different types of hairstyles a lot more. Another thing I found really hard to draw was Dante's metal arm, and this is because I don't really like mecha-related stuff that much, so I don't really have to draw anything metal-related that often. I also found Dante's toe really hard to draw because when I was sketching this, I was like, it's not that bad. But then as soon as I started doing the line art, I was like, you know what? I take that back, never mind. As for things I did like, Dante's color scheme is so fire. The teal and gray just work so well together. I love it. And another thing I really like about Dante is that he looks really cool, and I would 100% trust him to protect me in a fight. Maybe I should draw Vernid. Anyways, ta-da! Here's Dante all finished. I will have to say that Dante was very, very good practice for me because his hair/fur, his patterns, metal parts, and the pose itself was just really, really good practice for me. And Dante also taught me that drawing complicated OCs are just as fun as drawing simple OCs. I usually draw a lot of simple OCs, and a lot of my OC designs are also very simple as well. So getting to draw a complicated character was really fun. I really hope that the creator enjoys their drawing. I have no idea what they're gonna do with it, but I hope they enjoy their drawing, and we're moving on to the next person. The next person we're going to be attacking is someone named Pawpup, and we're going to be attacking their OC Barley. Just like with Dante, there wasn't really that much information about Barley. There was this one sentence description, however, stating that Barley is apparently a lazy farm boy, and I think that is the cutest thing ever. Another thing I had no idea about was as to whether Barley was a fox or a dog. I had made the assumption that Barley was a dog, but it turns out he was a fox after the creator responded to my attack. So, just to make things clear, Barley's a fox. For the pose, I decided to make Barley look like as if he was jumping into a leaf pile while out on the farm. And along with this, I was also really inspired by quadropics, because I've always been interested in how anthropomorphic and Kemonomimi characters would move if they moved on all fours. And look, I don't really care what you think about quadropics, but I think we can all agree that it's really impressive that people who do quadropics can jump 4 or 5 feet into the air on all fours. Doing it on 2 feet is already hard enough, but 4s is even harder. Okay, I don't really have anything else to say for this part, so I'm just going to be talking about the things that I loved about Barley. And the first is the rainbow colors. I really love colorful things, and I like making my drawings super colorful as well. So when I stumbled across Barley, I instantly fell in love. And the second thing I really liked about Barley is the fact that he's a Kemonomimi OC. I love Kemonomimi OCs a lot, and my favorite thing to draw out of everything is Kemonomimi OCs. So it was a win-win in my book. Rainbow colors and Kemonomimi OC, sold. As for the background, like I said earlier, I decided to draw Barley as if he was jumping into a pile of leaves on his farm. And look, I don't really have anything much to say for the background, but I do have something to say for the leaves.
Guys, you don't understand. I've been spending the last hour drawing these leaves. I can't. These leaves are driving me nuts. Driving me nuts! I can't do it. I can't take this anymore!
Hello, this is editor Uni here. I forgot to mention that I decided to draw Barley not in my usual style, but rather in a more painterly-ish style. And this is the style I like to use when I draw full pieces of my OCs, as I think that this style not only suits them more, but it's also more fun to work with whenever I do draw my OCs. And I thought that this style would suit Barley more than my OG style because A, I thought doing line art on this piece would ruin it, and B, Barley is pretty colorful, so I thought using this alternate style would not only help the colors show up better, but also help it blend in with the background, which I wasn't really planning on doing line art for the background anyway. Back to the video.
And ta-da! Here's Barley, all finished. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably one of my top 3 favorite drawings that I drew this entire art fight. The rainbow colors, the background, the pose, everything is just beautiful. And I just knew, even before I started sketching him out, that this was probably going to be one of my top 3 favorites. Anyways, I really hope that the creator enjoys their drawing, and we're moving on to the next person.
Guys, I just received my first attack. I am literally so nervous. I'm gonna place my bets right now, and I think out of all of my OCs, the OC that might be drawn the most is probably Jasper, because he's the only Kemonomimi, while everybody else is an Anthro. But I could also be totally wrong. I'm really scared. Okay, we're gonna click on it right now, and I'm gonna give you my reactions in real time because I feel like that'd be more fun, and it adds more, It adds more personality? Is that the word for the video? So, okay, I'm ready. And 3, 2, 1.
Borp.
Oh! Yay! It was from the Catty Patty person. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, he looks so good. He does look a lot older though than what I had imagined. However, I love it. This is exactly what I would have imagined him as an actual dog. All of my dog characters are purposely drawn in like a boxy shaped head because it's a stylistic choice. And also, back when I was drawing them, I did not know how to draw dogs. But oh my god, he looks so good! Oh my goodness, bro. Thank you so much. Dude, and the background and everything, I love... You drew him as an astro dog. You actually paid attention to the detail about him wanting to be an astro dog. Oh my god. Dude, I love it. My god, it's so good. I love it. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Bro, I think I'm gonna cry. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, I love this website. I'm so doing this again next year. I do not care. This is worth Free fan art, let's go. Oh my god. I never expected anybody to attack me. I'm gonna be so honest. I never expected a single person to attack me, but oh my goodness, I love it. Oh, thank you so much. Why do I sound so congested? Okay, I just wrote my message to the person. It sounds a bit awkward because I don't have social skills. Again, thank you so much for the drawing. I never expected somebody to attack me back. So the fact that this is my first attack and it's the one character that like I barely draw, thank you so much. I shall give this a 12 out of 10. It is beautiful.
The next person we're going to be attacking is the user Hopscotch455, and instead of attacking an OC, we're going to be designing them one.
Can I pet that dog?
When I stumbled across this person's Design Your OC category, I noticed that a lot of the things that they were into were things that I was into when I was much younger. So I felt this kind of sort of nostalgic feeling, and because of it, I decided to design them an OC. I did ignore the Kemono Mimi request that they had. They had a request saying that they would prefer Kemono Mimi OCs, but I just saw the word dog and got excited and was like, oh, dog Anthro OC? Let's go. So I would like to apologize for that. Anyways, the nice thing about this list as well is that they did provide some inspo pictures, which was really helpful because I feel like without them, I would have had no idea what to draw, but it was really nice. So I decided to use the inspo pics as well as the kawaii core that they mentioned at the bottom. When it came to designing this OC, I had no trouble doing so because, again, I got really excited by the word dog on their list, and the inspo pics and the aesthetic types that they provided were really helpful when it came to making the OC. For the colors, I decided to incorporate the inspo pics and make pink and blue as the main colors of this OC. I also decided to add yellow as an accent to try and break things up between the pink and blue so that you're not just staring at a wall of pink and blue, if that makes sense. And pose-wise, I decided to make the pose in a front view for easy referencing in the future. This is the pose that I like to use for my own reference sheet so that it's very easy to reference the characters whenever I have to draw them, especially in like big projects and whatnot. I also decided to add stars, hearts, and strawberries into the design as well because I just thought that the outfit looked a bit empty on its own. And also, I really needed an excuse to draw stars and strawberries because I was really itching to draw them. Outfit-wise, I just kind of slapped on whatever I thought looked good because I tried my best to look up inspo pics based on kawaii core, but I couldn't really find anything that I personally like, so I just shoved whatever I could and called it a day. And ta-da! Here's Hopscotch455 OC all finished. I decided to name the OC Zippy because I thought that he felt a bit lonely without a name, but I'm totally fine if you decide to change the name and the gender and anything about this character because technically it's not mine anymore. It is Hopscotch455's now. So I really hope that I really hope you enjoy your OC, and we're going to be moving on to the next person. The next person we're going to be attacking is named Moo Creations, and we're going to be attacking their OCs Moo, Beanie, and Dean. Wait, the cow! According to the information that the creator provided, all three of these characters are a part of a circus, with Beanie in charge of juggling, Moo in charge of balloon animals and accident-prone comedy, and Dean doesn't have anything as of recording this video. And Moo is the introverted type, Beanie is the outgoing adventurous one, and Dean is the strong silent type. Pose-wise, I decided to make it look like as if they were taking a picture before one of their shows like a lot of performers like to do in the real world. And I tried my best to convey their personalities as if they were hanging out with each other. I don't know if I got it 100% accurate. I did try my best. In terms of design, I really love their design, especially Moo and Beanie's, because anything with stars is a win in my book. Color scheme-wise, I also really like their color schemes because they were really nice and satisfying to use, and they were also really nice and satisfying to look at. I will say though, again, just like with the first drawing, hair was a big struggle for me, which shows that I really need to practice different hairstyles. And I also really got lazy with the background, I'm not gonna lie, because when I was working on this, it was very late at night, and I'm not gonna lie, I could have technically worked on it the next day, but I really wanted to send this attack as fast as I could, so anyways, ta-da! Here is Moo, Beanie, and Dean's picture all finished. I really enjoyed making this one. It was really fun coming up with the different poses for each of the characters, and also, like I said, the color scheme is just so nice. Like, it's just so satisfying to look at. And I also really love how Moo and Beanie's designs are complete opposites of each other, which kind of displays how Beanie and Moo are like besties. And I love that. But anyways, we are now moving on to the final person of this video, nuttykimy. Our second attack has arrived, and I'm really nervous. As of recording this video, I have attacked a total of 4 people. Therefore, I have no idea who attacked me. It's definitely not the first person. So it's one of the 3 people that I've attacked after that. So we're about to open it right now, and I'm really nervous. So in 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness! Oh my gosh. Oh, she's so cute! It's Aisha! You know, this is kind of a confession, but I'd hoped that at some point somebody would attack Aisha, and I'm so glad that somebody did. So, to Hopscotch455, thank you so much for the drawing. I think I know what I'm gonna do with your drawing. My plan is, I think I'm gonna print this and turn this into a pin so that I could hang it on my bags or something like that. But anyways, thank you so much, Hopscotch455, for the drawing. I'm so gonna turn this into a pin. But anyways, pushing that aside, we're moving back to the drawings because I've got more to get through. Let's go! Wait, before we go into the next person's drawing, I forgot to rate the attack. I shall give this attack a solid 12 out of 10. It is gorgeous. It is beautiful. Isn't she lovely? 12 out of 10! The next person we're going to be attacking is nuttykimy and their OCs Aubrey and Lizzie. Wait for me, I've got little legs! Just like with the first 2 OCs, there wasn't really much about either of them, except for the fact that they are partners. I personally really love the opposite factors on both Aubrey and Lizzie. How Aubrey's a dog and Lizzie's a cat, which dogs and cats are seen as opposite a lot of the time. How Aubrey looks very friendly and Lizzie kind of reminds me of a tsundere in a way. And I also really like their color schemes because I found them really interesting to work with. Because I've never used these types of colors in my OCs before, and I would really like to use these types of color palettes in my OCs someday. In terms of pose, I decided to draw them in a heart pose because, I mean, isn't that what partners do? Pose-wise, I know that for the heart pose, it's usually very symmetrical, but I decided to purposely make them not symmetrical to show that oftentimes when you pose for pictures, it does not turn out the way that they're supposed to. Background-wise, I decided to add a pink background with hearts that would get smaller and smaller. And this is because I just thought that a transparent background or a white background would be just a little bit too plain and empty. And ta-da! Here's Aubrey and Lizzie all finished. I'm not gonna lie, I really like the pose in this drawing, and also both of their outfits are also really cute. And just like with Barley, I really love drawing Kemono Mimi OCs, so it was really fun getting to draw more Kemono Mimi OCs. We're finally done recording this video. Oh my goodness, this was a nightmare to edit and record. My throat is dying as I'm recording this last part, but I just gotta say, it was so much fun getting to draw everybody's OCs, and I am so doing art fight again next year. This was so fun. I will have to say, I do kind of wish I talked about a lot of these OCs a bit more. However, a lot of these OCs did not have any extra info that I could yap about, so that's why some of the portions may have felt a bit short. It's not because I hate your OCs, it's just because I had nothing to talk about. Anyways, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video, and also to all the all the creators, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to draw your OCs and attack you guys. It was really fun coming up with the poses, and it was really fun getting to know about your OCs. So again, thank you guys so much for giving me this opportunity to draw your OCs. And to everybody watching this video, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the part 2 of this video when this comes out. And I'll see you in the next one.